we have some incredible dancers out there. Thank you, DJs. Weren't they amazing? We have some incredible dancers out there, and Dr. Joe Chang's got nothing on you. So now we have a fun part of the afternoon right now. It's my great joy and my great honor to introduce to you one of our founders, Sandie Tillotson. Sandie brought her expertise in sales and distribution. Sandie, so good to have you here.
And I'm really glad you woke everyone up before I got out here.
I'm going to brag on you for a little minute. Is that okay? And most everybody knows this story, but I feel like it's important to share that Sandie brought your expertise in marketing and sales and distribution to a what-if conversation. Am I right? With a couple of friends back in 1984. And that turned into a let's do it rallying cry. And take a look around at what that turned into.
It's pretty amazing what can happen when you dare to dream.
And we're so looking forward to hearing from you today. With confidence and conviction, Sandie stepped into this unknown territory. Back in 1984 with her partners, she created Nuskin. And I'm hoping that you'll share your insight on the power of those goals and dreams, like you said.
I'll try.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sandie Tillotson, our founder and senior vice president. Thank you so much for being here, Sandie.
Thank you, Tanya. I'm so glad Tanya's back. Thank you, Tanya. I tell you what, I am amazed at the view in front of me. I'm in awe. I see your beautiful Nuskin faces from all around the world, and they shine with hope, integrity, and joy. And you all just radiate a spirit of generosity and a desire to change lives, starting with your own. Now, 37 years ago, I was a young school teacher and mother of 2 young daughters. My husband, Craig Tillotson, was working on an oil rig, and my mother, Clara McDermott, offered us a network marketing opportunity. Now, we said yes, and that bold decision opened up a whole new world and a whole new life for my little family. Suddenly, there was an opportunity to grow personally, to meet people from all around the world, and these people were encouraging my success, and I, in turn, was encouraging theirs, and it was so exciting. But unfortunately, we discovered that that company that we'd partnered with had not made sound financial decisions, and they wound up declaring bankruptcy, with our final bonus check being returned from the bank. Now, this beautiful organization, this wonderful lifestyle that we had built, was gone overnight. Gone. Now, this could have been one of the worst days of my life, right? Because without warning, our income from our business had vanished. And I found myself standing at a crossroads. I had to decide for myself what my future would look like. Would I try to be a distributor in another company? Let's see, if I did, how could I ever trust them? And even back then, I understood the concept that we, every one of us in this room, are one decision away from a totally different life. So, I guess you could say I made the decision to start my own network marketing company, a company that the distributors could trust, and one that would love and protect the distributors. And in return, Nuskin International was born. Now, I partnered, lucky for you all, I'm telling you that now, some really fantastic partners, thank goodness. And we began doing exactly what you do when you begin your businesses, sharing and demonstrating the products with every single person that crossed our path. We were committed to be a company with integrity, one that would always put the needs of our distributor families first. And when the opportunity became more viable, we were able to recruit some outstanding distributor leadership, which is just what we needed. And Nuskin began to grow, eventually bringing us here to where we are today. Now, when you ask me, what gave you the courage to make this risky decision? I remember back to a time in my childhood when my family was at a crossroads, when life as we knew it had ended, and the choices that we made going forward would determine our future. Picture a snowy day in December, Long Island to New York, and it's a few weeks before Christmas, and a few days before my oldest sister's wedding in Utah. My father, a master carpenter, had just finished adding on a brand new addition to our humble home, a new dining room and a new kitchen. My mother finally had the kitchen of her dreams with the avocado appliances, and my father had meticulously hand-carved the cabinetry. My sister's wedding gown and gifts were all packed and ready to go. But I remember it was the first Sunday of the month, because that's the day we would go 45 minutes to visit my grandma and grandpa Neiman in their bay house. The house was connected to land by a wooden dock that sat on stilts over the water and operated as a fishing station during the summer months, selling bait and chartering small boats. Well, we were in the middle of dinner when the phone rang, and I saw the color drain from my father's face, because a neighbor was calling to tell us that our house was on fire. Now, funny, I can't tell this still. My parents rushed back to our house, only to discover that our whole life was in ashes. Everything that we had, the wedding dress, our clothes, our parakeet, everything was in ashes. Now, this hit my mom particularly hard because she had just lost her mother and her father just a few months before. So she slipped into an incredible sadness. And I remember as a child thinking, what's going to happen next? Well, I got to tell you, from the moment that we got the news of the fire, I never heard my parents complain or describe the situation as hopeless. My parents had done their very best to instill in our family the principle of abundance. And even though we were far from rich, in monetary sense of things, I never felt that I lacked for anything. And that I felt like anything was possible if you coupled it with hard work. And that there's more than enough for everyone in the world to have their heart's desire. I wasn't hopeless or fearful, because hopelessness and fear were never modeled for me. My father was a builder, and I knew he could build us another house. And my mother was a skilled and frugal housekeeper, and I knew she could make the financial decisions that would ensure our family's ability to rebuild, even in her sadness. So we met our limited circumstances with unlimiting thoughts and got to work rebuilding our house. As soon as our family set out in the direction of our dreams, rebuilding better than ever, the universe chipped in to help us. My mother was finally nudged out of her depression when my dad encouraged, forced her to attend the church Christmas party. Because unbeknownst to us, everyone in the church had chipped in. Now, this is Christmas time when funds are tight, and had bought us everything we needed, clothes and dishes, and they were all wrapped and ready for our family to receive. And we received everything we needed, and this outpouring of love and support was overwhelming. That spirit of giving and love and abundance was in the room, and everybody's heart was filled with the experience. And soon my dad set to work with the help of neighbors and friends and community church members, and in 7 months, we had our house back. My father wrote a book called My Life right before he passed away, and I treasure it. And I'm just going to read a little something that he said in that, in his book about the fire. He said, I'm going to say it in my father's accent. People probably think I'm nuts when I say this, but the fire was the greatest experience in my life. Maybe one of the most horrible, but also the greatest, by being able to see what people do for other people out of the goodness of their hearts. So, when I had that experience of losing everything again, well, not really everything. I had my, kids and, lost a lot. When I had that experience, I had this past experience to draw from. And when I had to decide what to do next, I was able to see that there was abundance, that I could create a new opportunity, and with the help of others, we could create a new and improved opportunity with all of the good and none of the bad. And I equate this supportive community that I have right here to those people that helped each other when I was in need, because we are here to lift each other up, to learn from each other, to remind each other that there is no limit to the good we can do, no limit to the lives we can change by living our best life. We are all entrepreneurs, building not only better businesses, but our best selves and a better and brighter world. Now, Nuskin's not really about lotions and creams. It's about dreams and opportunities. The fact that you're here means that you said yes to an opportunity and you've worked hard to make the most of it. But only you can give yourself dreams. Now I want you to close your eyes for a minute and imagine in vibrant, wonderful detail your heart's boldest desire. Make it big. The goal you desire most, the reality only you can envision, an adventure only you can take. Cradle that creation, mold it, breathe life into it. Because once it's real in your mind, you'll be able to allow it to migrate to your heart, because that's where precious creations grow. It comes from within us, and then it's our responsibility to share it with the world. Now, when we first founded Nuskin in 1984, we had some pretty lofty goals. Here we were, 20-somethings, huddled around a dining room table in a condo in Provo, Utah, naming our company Nuskin International. We dreamed big, and we wrote our list of goals on a piece of graph paper a few weeks before we received our first order of a shipment of products. And in 1992, at our international convention, Blake Roney shared this list of goals with you. Stability through variable costs and a true track record. Sales volume of 300 million a year by year 5. I'll come back to that. Continued enthusiasm, a new product every 4 months. Be the best. Insist on the best. Quality available always. Now, instead of me talking about number 3, I'd like to share a little video clip of Blake doing it in 1992.
Now, number three is the interesting one to me, because it proves how incredibly naive we were at the time to think that we could potentially do $300 million a year within 5 years. I mean, that was downright stupid and naive. Well, we continue to be naive today. We're naive enough today to believe that we will do many, many billions of dollars in the future. This will be a multi-billion-dollar company. And for those of you who are new, I'd like to invite you to join us in being so naive as to set that for your goal for the future.
Whoa, that's pretty good prediction, Blake. That's what goals do. They drive you on to success. You know, once we made this, you didn't hear the first part where Blake just explains where we took this list and we put it in a drawer. We didn't look at it every day, you know. Once the goal was written, it became from invisible to visible. And then we didn't forget what we wrote down. We knew where we wanted to go every day. And so we just moved confidently in the direction of our dreams, because success is connected with action. And we started doing what was necessary, anything that was possible, and soon even the impossible seemed to be possible. Because the truth is, isn't it pretty fun to do the impossible? I think so. Successful people keep moving and they make mistakes, but they don't quit. Keep in mind that when a toddler, like my little granddaughter Ran, is learning to walk, they might fall down 50 times, but they never think to themselves, this walking, it's not for me. I think I'll give up, right? They keep on trying until they get it right. We set to work knowing our destination, but we put our efforts into our day-to-day actions of innovation, quality, service, expansion, and sheer grit of trying to do something better than it had ever been done before. And each one of these goals that Blake had written, stability, growth, enthusiasm, and best quality assurance, was more about the journey than it was about the end. More about the direction than it was about the destination. Those of us brave enough to set out in the direction of our dreams do more than merely set goals. We make steps every day, and every step of success is another reason to celebrate. While it's fabulous to be able to experience different cultures and landscapes, don't think for a moment that in order for a life to be limitless, it has to be lived away from your home. It's in the ordinary, everyday small events and that mean the most to us. And life without limits means live now. Don't wait for this to happen or that to happen or that to happen in order for you to live the life you deserve. When we move in the direction our heart points, miracles happen. A few years ago, my family developed a motto. We chose to be motivated by love. Now, this one decision has made life so simple and direct, because when love leads the way, we don't have to always remind ourselves of our goals. We achieve them because we're continually moving in the right direction. Because when we're motivated by love, our relationships take a deeper meaning. Motivation will get you into going, but habits will keep you there. And when love is the singular motive for why we do what we do, it becomes a habit, like brushing your teeth. Then a characteristic, like the way we treat people, and finally, a lifestyle in the way we invest our time on this planet. The things that don't matter fall by the wayside, while the things that matter stay secure. Now, just the other day, I was shopping, and I bought a large box of peaches, and I walked by a little lady that was handing out samples, and she said, "Oh, those peaches look so delicious. But I don't want to buy a whole box, you know, because that would be wasteful. It's just me." And I was walking away. I thought, give her a peach. I turned around and gave her a peach. She, tears. That simple act of human connection made it so that I had a human experience that day. And it's as simple as that. And that broad smile was the reward. When I checked out later, the cashier was very apologetic. "I'm sorry, you're missing a peach." "No, I gave it away. Because when you come from a mindset of abundance, it's easy to share. There's lots. And by sharing, I've received something far more valuable than a peach. I connected to a human being, and that's priceless. And the potential to do this over and over again with new skin, with opportunity, is limitless. Allow me to share you some personal glimpses into my personal dreams coming true. Now, when I was a young girl, people accused me of being a daydreamer. Were you a daydreamer? Have you heard this? Stop daydreaming. Well, guess what? I am never telling my children, my grandchildren, or anyone I know to stop dreaming. Be a night, a day, an afternoon, and every single second dreamer. Lodge your goals in your mind and your direction in your heart. My dad's end goal was never just to build a house. It was to teach his children how to build lives without limits. There's no limit to the number of experiences you can orchestrate, to the fears you can conquer, to the amount of memories you can make, or to the amount of relationships you can build. There's no limit to the way you can exercise your mind and expand your spirit. There's no limit to the kindness you can show. And most of all, there's no limit to the capacity of love that your ever-expanding hearts can hold. We believe in you. Now, I don't profess to know all of your circumstances, and I know that life doesn't hand out exemptions from heartbreak and trials and struggles. And I also know that you're part of our Nuskin family. So that means that you are not alone. We, every single one of us in this room and in this company, is here to encourage you and support you. My favorite quote is from Shakespeare, and it is, "Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt." Don't fear to attempt, because it's the attempting and the doing that we become our best selves. Dream big dreams without limitations, and don't wait to celebrate your dreams until you've realized the final result. The real key to success isn't to focus only on the end, but on the significance of each and every achievement and victory and step along the way. Right now, pat yourselves on the back. You're all here. You did good. And we have a great reason to celebrate. And the more we praise and celebrate our own lives, the more life there is to celebrate. Now, a few moments ago, I asked you to imagine creating your heart's boldest desire in vibrant, wonderful detail. I asked you to cradle it, mold it, breathe life into it. Now I'm asking you to release it out into the world. Let your motive be love and trust in the universe. A universe without limits. A universe that can be as far away as the outer reaches of Mars or as close as the fuzz on a single peach in your hand. You and I are part of the same universe. And when your precious treasure grows so grand that you feel it steal your breath away, you can set it free and share it with the world. I love traveling this glorious planet, meeting my Nuskin family, hearing about the ingenious ways you determine your limitless business savvy and remarkable lives. I'm in awe of you and so grateful that we're on this journey together. We've got this beautiful future to look ahead to. May we focus on celebrating the journey forward and soar onward and upward toward the most rewarding destination, motivated by love. Thank you.